starters for the Railers, the starters they've been going with. Block, Podbelsic, Bowlby, Cook, and Horsham. Southeast will have Jalen Henry, their 6'8 junior, jumping center against Gavin Block. The ball is tipped into the backcourt. It will be Southeast with the first possession here on a Saturday night. Railers look to get back in the winning ways as they bounce it on the baseline to D'Angelo Hughes. Hughes back on top to Senor, working around to Jagger Anderson, now to B.J. Hill. Hughes drives in. His shot comes way short. Ball's going to be lost out of bounds, but the Railers couldn't hang on to it, and it's going to go back to the Spartans.
Yeah, Tyler battling the big kid Henry inside and had good position. Just wasn't able to come away with it. But there's a Bowlby, a big stop and a big rebound for Edward Bowlby. So first possession defense pretty good for the Railers, and let's see what the offense brings.
Anderson could get the shot to go down. Railers with tough defense, so the Railers now hoping to get off to a better start here than they did back on December 14th down in Springfield when they went down 10-0. Finally coming back to get that one by 2 at 52-50. Cook hands off to Horsham. Right side to Edward Bowlby. Edward got the game off to a good start for the Railers last night, hitting 3 straight threes.
There's
and
another
so he's
one.
going to fire another one off and
Nice.
hit.
Yeah, big Ed. And Henry's going to have to come and guard him because he, as last night, he started out very hot. He hits the first one tonight. So big 3 by Bowlby, and let's get some more stops here.
Although you do remember in the postgame, Josh, Coach Alexander said, you know, it's dangerous when the Railers hit some early threes because then all they want to do is just stand around and shoot them out there as the shot is missed. Ball tipped around. Hughes gets it, flips it back up. That won't go down. Henry the rebound. This one up and good.
Yeah, that's going to be a factor inside as Henry, as we talked about earlier in the pregame, that he was blanketed with foul trouble the first time we played. And if he just adds a whole nother dimension, 6'7" inside. So that'd be nice to get him back on foul trouble.
Gavin. Hands over to Horsham. Podbelsic between the circle. Look to drive. Cut off there by Anderson. And we got a foul out high. That's going to go against number 10, Jagger Anderson, the 5'11 senior. And I guess it's maybe because the battles with Southeast have seemed so intense. And we talked about it a little in the pregame. All the seniors for Southeast seem like they've been there forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, and there are probably going to be a lot of people saying that about Gavin Block, too. He's been starting since basically his freshman year, and they're going to be saying the same thing. But, yeah, senior, Jagger Anderson, those guys have been there for a while.
Look to go back to our Podbelsic. The catch, the reverse layup with the left hand. Good.
Yeah, great backdoor. Again, they work against Southeast for the most part because they try to pressure you so much out on the perimeter, but they do a good job of hanging on you. That time, Will Podbelsic got loose.
Couple minutes gone in this one. Railers up 5-2. Skip it down in the corner. Senor right side up. Spins off, no good. Henry with the tip gets it. And we're going to have a foul coming from this side, and it's going to be Max picking up his first. Railers first.
Yeah, if we don't decide to box out Henry, it's going to be a long night. He stays around for the offensive boards, and he's very long, long arms and plus a 6'7" frame. We're going to have our hands full if we don't decide to put a body on him.
Senor gets it back near the top of the key, skips it down on the baseline to Hughes. Hughes drives in, contact, no call. His block went down. Gavin trying to cover up. 2 Railers down there. Be careful. And coming out of there with it is Podbelsic. So we get the ball and come out of there without getting anybody hurt, but boy, how Gavin avoided injury down there, I do not know.
Yeah, it hasn't looked good already to the start for the Railers on the defensive end as far as rebounding. We're covering up some shots. We're just not getting to the boards, and we cannot out-jump these guys. We've got to out-physical them and get them on our backside.
Max brings it into the front court, guarded by Senor. Horsham on the wing, popping out his Bowlby, top of the key, goes by Henry, hands back to Horsham. A little crowded at the top of the key.
Spacing not very good right now, and credit a little bit of that to also Southeast defense, where they really press you and push you out way past the three-point line.
5 minutes to go, first quarter. Railers up by 3, 5-2. Edward at the high post. Here comes Will around a screen from Gavin. His 3 is on the way. Ticked off the front of the rim, and there goes Hill quickly into the front court against 3 Railers. Takes it strong. Contact and a blocking foul is going to be whistled on Bowlby. That'll be Ed's first. Ed was there trying to take the charge, but I think Hill did a nice job of sidestepping a little bit and going off to the side.
Yeah, Bowlby couldn't quite catch up with him, and I think at that point, with a smaller guy, you just got to try and go straight up and maybe get a shot attempt at blocking it. When you're that late on trying to take a charge, it's almost going to be every time.
B.J. Hill, a 5'8 sophomore. First free throw on the way is up and good. Hill had 6 points in the early matchup on the season. Second one on the way, good as well. Now a 5-4 contest. Block and Cook look like they'll be in charge of getting the ball across the timeline. Gavin gets it now to Max. There's Podbelsic. He's open. He's going to drive by everybody. That opposite side to bounce pass over to Bowlby.
Yeah, good job by Southeast. They're getting back covered up. They were scrambling and were able to get back before Bowlby could get a shot off.
Gavin has picked up his dribble, needs some help. Now gets it down to Max against Anderson. Backing. Now back out to Gavin. Gavin fakes the three, hands off to Max. Max up for three, good.
Nice little two-man game with Gavin and Max there, where Gavin went to the post and then passed it back out. Or sorry, Max went to the post. Gavin passed it into him. Gavin got it back, and then they kind of ran a little handoff, and nice-looking shot by Max.
Halfway through our first quarter, Railers enjoying an 8-4 advantage. Hughes tried to get down on the baseline, but it was kicked away by Bowlby.
Yeah, it could be a big key too for Max. He didn't get it quite going last night, and it's nice to see him get his first shot up. It looked good, nice rhythm. He caught it and went right up with it, so it's a nice sign for the Railers to get Max going early.
Inbounding on the baseline will be Hill. Looking. Get it into the corner, skips it back out. Now over on the baseline. Hill's going to drive in over Gavin, flips it up, but it'll go down.
Yeah, Henry is doing a good job of sealing our backside guy underneath, and we're having trouble getting to that opposite baseline, and we've got to be able to cover it up.
Gavin picked up his dribble deep in the backcourt. Railers finally work it across. Joey Olden in the contest for the Railers. Joey, the 5'11" junior, thrown away. Couldn't hang on to it. Of course, Joey was injured and didn't get a chance to play against Southeast the first time.
Right, so a little bit different wrinkle for the Railers with Joey out there adding a little more defense at Southeast. Didn't see a little more speed, but Joey's also got to be offensive.
Hughes with a jumper from the corner. Anderson goes over Max to grab the rebound, drives into a wide open Hill, finds Senor quickly around the perimeter. Anderson's three. That one's long. Henry with the rebound. And they're going to get Bowlby with the hold, and now Ed's picked up his second.
Yeah, we're not boxing out, Jeff. It looked like earlier on before Southeast went over our back, but a no call. But Ed's not boxing out Henry. None of the guys are right now. And Cruz comes in. Let's see if Cruz can get a little more physical with Henry and get him out from underneath the basket.
Southeast after the foul on Bowlby. Well, we talked about it down in Springfield. Henry was out with early foul trouble, so now back here in Lincoln, it's Bowlby on the bench with 2 early fouls. Senor three, that's no good. Henry over Cruz is back. No call as it flips down to Podbelsic. As we said, Cruz in, he's replacing Bowlby.
Yeah, and the first time you see Cruz, he just puts a body on him and gets Henry out of the way, and Henry doesn't get the rebound.
Max, Podbelsic, look to go down low to Austin. Instead, they swing it back out now to Max. Max against Anderson. Cook directing traffic. 2:25 to go, and then a foul's going to be whistled on Anderson, and now Anderson has picked up his second.
Yeah, and that's a big key for Southeast. They're not guard heavy as far as bringing in subs. Jagger Anderson and Herman Sr. rarely come off the floor unless they have to, and that's a big foul early on for Southeast.
Luke Jackson in for Coach Thomas, 6'2" junior. 2:20 to go. Railers up 8-6. Bowlby on the bench with 2 early fouls. Anderson goes to the bench for the Spartans with 2 fouls. Lob down to Gavin. Gavin with a nice catch. Looks to make a move. Kicks it out to Olden. Max, top of the key. A little bit behind the line. This one off to the right. No good. And we've got a foul. And the foul is going to be whistled on.
Yeah, that was
going to go on Hill.
On Hill, yeah. Pushed off. Gavin had good position for the offensive rebound, and Hill just gave him a forearm shiver to the back. And maybe a little acting by Gavin, but that's part of the game anymore.
Well, we saw 9 guys going this way, and we saw Gavin going this way.
Yeah.
And now, see, this is what didn't happen last night, where the official kind of picked on Podbelsic and kind of scolded him in front of the entire gym. The official came over, talked to Block and Hill, and hopefully everything will be settled down. 2:05 to go. Railers with the ball back in bounds. Olden being watched by Senor. Tough pressure defense. And a foul is going to be whistled on Senor, and he just got teed up. Bingo. Yep, that was coming.
Yeah, that was questionable at best. Pretty good defense by Southeast, I thought. And
well, the foul was questionable. The technical.
No. Yeah, he was pretty animated right in front of the official.
Because it was good defense. He was almost got a 5 count on Joey, and as soon as he got the foul called on him, he looked at the official and kind of flung his arm at him.
Well,
that's a no-brainer.
This happened last night too, Jeff, but we stepped to the line and missed both free throws. So 2 big free throws here by Max.
And actually, that's 2 fouls on Senor because he got the foul and now the extra personal for the T, so now Senor has 2.
Short. Nope. Looks short. We were short all night, 5 of 10 last night from the line, which definitely didn't help the Railers, but Max steps up. Good rotation on that ball, good arc.
Let's go, Max. Got them both.
Now Senor out, the 2 senior guards, both of them out for Southeast. The Railers got to take advantage here of our guys getting to the basket. It's hard to drive on Senor and Jagger Anderson because they're experienced and their quickness, but the Railers got to take full advantage of it now.
Coach Thomas has a sympathetic ear maybe on the far side official, but after the technical, the Railers get the ball back in bounds. So under 2 minutes to go, the Railers are up by 4 with the basketball in the front court here on the near side. They go backdoor. Podbelsic 3. Spartans converge. Joey's 3 on the way is good.
Yeah, big 3 by Joey. Any offense you get out of Joey is just great because he's so quick on defense, and he's really the defensive specialist for the Railers. And when he can knock down a shot, boy, it's just it's another guy that you got to get out on.
Joey tips it away, but Hill tracks it down. A 5-point trip down court for the Railers on that one. Oh, they look to go. Jackson jumper will crawl and go in.
Yeah, good pass by Southeast. The Railers not doing a very good job of covering up the baseline. We're so worried about Henry. We're giving the baseline up to some other guys.
Well, without Senor out there, maybe now you can play back a little bit because they don't really have much more of a 3-point threat.
Yeah, not that we know of anyways, because most of the guys, those guys, Senor and Anderson, don't come off the floor.
1 minute to go in the first. Railers up 13-8. Max still working down the lane. Gavin, reverse layup is going to fall.
Nice move by Gavin. Went up on Henry, and Henry 6'7". Did a great job of using the up and under for the rim.
Down the lane, Hughes 3. That's way long. Rebound comes down. And are we going to get a foul? Is that Max? Or is that on Cruz? Let's hope for Austin. Nothing against Austin. Nope, it's going to be on Max. So this is going to be a battle of the benches here because in the first quarter, for the Railers, you've got Cook and Bowlby, and for Southeast, you've got Anderson and Senor, all with 2 fouls.
Yeah, and mainly it's all been because we haven't been rebounding. It's not been aggressive play or anything. It's just trying to rebound over Henry, and we're just not finding the body on him.
Henry shoots it up over everything, and Gavin blocked with the rebound for the Railers. Tyler Horsham back in the lineup for the Railers with Max going to the bench with 2.
Well, Max not only scoring, but he does so much ball handling-wise that we'll see how the Railers replace that.
Block, Olden, Cruz, Podbelsic, Horsham on the floor for the Railers at the 22nd mark. Railers a very good, solid first quarter, even though they've really been beat up on the boards.
Yeah, and that's really the only way Southeast has scored.
And we've got a foul. That's going to go against Jackson, I believe, as he was impeding Mr. Podbelsic.
Well, if the refs call it tight, that does not bode well for the Spartans because they grab and hold and do everything they can to stop you from going in. So if they're calling it tight, which they have so far, it's going to be tough for them.
And then we got a foul on Will trying to get away from Hughes. Well, Josh, we had 3 fouls in the first half last night. We have 10 so far in the first quarter here. Down to 3 seconds. To 2, Jackson's going to drive in, goes through his hands. Jumper's on the way. Does not go down. At the end of 1, Railers will have the lead. It's Lincoln 15, Southeast 8. Back with the second quarter in a moment. You're listening to Lincoln Railer Basketball.